Me, Basu from NCCR. Thank you very much for providing this opportunity to share about the preliminary findings of the survey related to human displacement due to natural disaster and violence in the context of Nepal. For this survey, we selected two districts, one from earthquake affected and another from flood. We took Kathmandu district, which was affected from earthquake of 2015 May, and Morang district, which was affected by the flood of 2017 July for the study purpose. From the Kathmandu district, that study team purposely selected one municipality named Sankharapur, where two clusters, Nangle from the rural site and Palwabari from the urban site were selected for the study. Likewise, from Morang district, which was affected from the flood, we took Kadamgachia and Mushahar Baste from the Katahari Village Council and Khaptul from the Viratnagar metropolitan city. The earthquake of 2015 damaged badly the dwelling of the people of the 14 districts of the country, including Kathmandu. Most of them were displaced from their original home, and after some months, they attempted to prepare the small temporary cottage for their living. Likewise, due to the heavy flood of 2017 July, most of the households of the Morang districts were also affected, and they preferred small cottage, taking support from others including local government. Regarding sampling strategy of the study, at the first step applying purposive or criterion based sampling, two districts Kathmandu and Morang were selected. From Kathmandu, one municipality named Sankharapur, and from the Morang, Katahari Village Council and Viratnagar metropolitan city were selected. By applying stratified sampling technique, two groups, one is displaced from the natural disasters and other non-displaced groups were also identified from that locality. Two clusters from Kathmandu and three clusters from the Morang were selected, and survey was conducted using census technique. Innovators were trained for the survey applying tablet, and they collected the information during the May 2018 from both Kathmandu and Morang. From Kathmandu district, 432 households were surveyed, capturing 108 male and 324 female. Likewise, from the Morang, 36 male and 412 female were surveyed from 448 households. Attempt had been made to manage equal proportion of displaced and non-displaced households. Additionally, it was attempted to capture about 15% male in the survey. Regarding the age group of the respondents, the minimum age limit was 18 years and the maximum was 49. The age was categorized in the interval of 5. Majority of the study respondents were observed 28 to 38 years age group, and there was the meaningful participation of each age group in the survey. Out of the 736 women respondents, 93% of women participants were found married and living with their husband. 0.5 was found divorced and 2.5 were found single women. Only 2% were found unmarried. It was found diversification regarding ethnicity of the respondents. More than 50% respondents were found Janjati and backward Dalit community. Out of 880 surveyed households, 428 or 49% households members were living in the temporary cottage, and remaining 452 or 51% respondents were living in their original home. To know the knowledge and understanding level of the respondents on women violence, there were yes or no type of statements in the survey questionnaire. More specifically, there were 4 categories of women violence, namely 1. Deprivation or neglect, 2. Psychological, 3. Physical, and 4. Sexual. Regarding the deprivation or neglect, there were 8 different statements. Almost more than 90% respondents of Kathmandu reported that those statements were the example of women violence, but in the case of Morang, a little less awareness were observed in this regards. Regarding the psychological violence, in the survey questionnaire, there were 4 distinct statements. Most of all the respondents of Kathmandu were found aware about it, but the situation of Morang was found a little more serious, where around 10% respondents who were found unaware about it. In the case of physical violence, there were 6 different statements, and in Kathmandu, all the respondents were found aware about it. But in the case of Morang, almost 5% respondents were found unaware about this concern. Likewise, in the case of sexual violence, there were 3 statements. In the case of Kathmandu, almost 100% respondents were found aware about the issue related to sexual violence. The case of Morang was observed a little bit serious in comparison with the case of Kathmandu. In the Kathmandu, where the knowledge of understanding of women violence is found more than Morang. The survey attempted to find the situation of the women violence in the community. Majority of the respondents reported that the women violence was prevalent in their community. The male respondents of the survey also reported the seriousness of the women violence in their community. The situation of women violence was found more serious in Morang than in Kathmandu. 54% respondents said that there was 25% to 100% women violence in their community. As per the survey data, the husband was responsible to create the violence in the home, followed by the other family members. 71% respondents reported that husband was committing for violence, and that of 22% were the other family members. 11% married women living with the husband reported that they were facing forceful sexual intercourse by their husbands. As per the 99% female respondents, they were not facing the attempt of sexual intercourse by the other male members of the community and strange people. However, 0.5% women respondents who were displaced from the natural disasters were found silent about the attempt of the sexual intercourse by the other male than the husband. Regarding the cause of the violence, consuming alcohol by the husband was experienced a key cause. Out of the total respondents, 33% respondents living in the temporary cottage expressed that they had been facing such problem daily in their home. Only 8% respondents said that they were taking help from the other family members and friends and community-based organization to save from the violence. However, around 80% female respondents expressed that the displaced women need more help to save from the violence. The findings which I shared are only in the phase of inception. I have just started to analyze the data using descriptive statistics. It is essential to analyze the data comparing various independent variables like educational status, economic status, employment status, ethnicity, religion, age, etc. of the women with the dependent variables, that is women violence. Likewise, it is equally essential to compare the violence between the displaced and non-displaced group, urban and rural setting, and something like others. Research team of NCCR will try their best to analyze it properly, comparing with the findings of the other related previous research as well. Thank you.